Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Boshuda, fellow Holotable hustlers, you're tuned in to Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the Holotable from me is Josh, a.k.a. the Golden Pop-Tart.
So we're in March, but why does it feel like we're kind of getting a Christmas gift today? Like it feels like it's Christmas in March. How is this working?
It's a miracle. I am telling you, I got the good news while I was on my stream. We record on Wednesday, so on Wednesday, I'm streaming, and someone says, "Hey, did you see the new bundles?" And I said, "No, I ought to check these out." And someone said, like, "That cup one is lit," or something. And I stopped everything and looked that up, and that's what we talked about on stream for a while. So we'll talk about it here. That's really the big breaking story this week is these new light side bundles that, man, they have, sometimes they just hit a sweet spot with value, and we're gonna talk about what that looks like in some of these bundles. In addition, we'll take a look at some of the goings-on of the RF Tatooiners.
Yes, yeah.
And I'll just address right off the bat that I have a bit of a frog in my throat this week, as I have had 2 kids home from school throwing up, both of them. I got sick, and fortunately I never threw up. But so if I sound a little different, I know we're all aging a lot faster these last couple months. I haven't been. There's no issues. I'm just coming off something nasty. So, but I still got time to celebrate some blurf days. All right, this week has a lot of blurf days too. On the 23rd, we're celebrating Seer Junda, who has been in the game for 2 years.
Wow.
And Garazeb, who has been in the game for 8 doggone years.
Wow.
That's a lot. It reminds me, I always, we get asked sometimes about, like, when are you going to do another song? Are you ever going to do another, like, parody song? And, like, yeah, probably. I just need to get off my butt and do it. I always wanted to do a Garazeb to the beat of Alexander Hamilton.
Oh.
Garazeb. Like, it's right there. The cadence is right there. I just I'm not that talented. And
I mean, I'd love to hear either way. I mean,
I know I wrote some lines, like some bars, if you will.
Oh.
A few years ago, but that never materialized. That was a bit more than I could handle.
See,
on the 24th, we've got the 8th brother, who is turning 3 years old.
Wow. I mean,
seems like longer.
Well, I mean,
like the Inquisitors.
That's the last time that CJ talked to us, so I mean, that's been a couple days. So, I mean, are we going to have that as a blurf day too, right? Or
yeah, we need to. If they ever release another proper Inquisitor, Marak, like, kind of counts. He's an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he have a number? Like,
I know.
Why isn't
right?
he the 17th cousin or something?
I'm still in my head. I'm still thinking he's Starkiller, even though he's not, because he's like, he's definitely not. But when all those rumors came out, and it's like, this could be Starkiller, I'm like,
right?
It's Marak, no number, just Marak, or Merrick, or Marak.
Disappointing. I think I nailed that one.
Right.
On the 25th, we've got Darth Revan, who has been in the game for 6 years. and Tuscan Shaman, who's been in the game for 9 years. Holy moly.
Same level of importance.
He's still super great.
Oh, yes. Still Shaman.
I mean, I don't know. He is important because there are only 5 Tuscans.
Yeah.
And that was very important for the raid, the Crate Dragon raid. Now it's much less important, but they are still a fun defense team on Grand Arena. Because they're just... No one... And I say no one because I just like to think that no one's smarter than me. But no one really understands how they work. They just stun you all the time, and it's annoying. And you go in there, and you're like, I think I can take them with this team. And no, you can't, you idiot. You're stunned constantly. And that's a fun mechanic. I don't know.
I just enjoy having gas come in there, just because it feels like it should. And I mean, it's like with gas versus
he's a
trench.
known quantity.
And then gas versus Tuscans. I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. For sure. On the 26th, we've got Ray and Slicker, the first Galactic Legends.
Wow.
5 years of Galactic legending.
I mean, just think, there are still people playing rock, paper, scissors. I mean, after all of those years. I mean, that's really, to think about that, 326. That's when that first GL comes. Now it's really more end of year, right? I mean, Ahsoka was what? When did Ahsoka come out? It was like a couple months ago?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. When we talk about characters that changed the game, you know... Although that was the first time a character came out and broke the game intentionally.
Yeah.
Like, they were supposed to break the game. And it was crazy when they first came out, because, like, all you have is 2 Galactic Legends. Which one beats which one? You know? And, like, Slicker could beat Ray. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly... Oh, my goodness. Now I can't even remember. I feel like Ray beat Slicker.
Yeah, I thought so.
I don't think... Yeah. Slicker couldn't take out Ray. He could take out anything else in the game.
Yeah.
But, like, for Grand Arena purposes, you'd log in, see Ray, and be like, well, we're done. We're done here.
I mean, I will say, I remember watching people unlock them day one, and that was the most people I've seen on any stream ever, though. Like, just so many people. And the fact that it was so difficult, whereas first time where you had to get the tickets going, people didn't realize half of it. So, I mean, that was an event, though. I mean, when do you think about it? It wasn't a stream. It was on one of our episodes. Mr. H was like, all right, I got all the requirements. I'm going in. I'm going to get Slicker. I'm like, seriously? You're doing it? Like, as we record? Cool. And he went in and he's like, oh, you need tickets. Yeah, you do. But I'll tell you now, it is so much better now. So, spoiler.
Yeah, it is.
I was able to unlock GL Ahsoka this week.
Round of applause. Yes.
Right? But the biggest piece is just the fact that those tickets don't matter anymore as long as you have some fleet currency. And to be able to just get that 100 from fleet currency and then just refresh. Oh, man. Like, imagine if you went back in time and said to those guys after they're done, in the future, you don't have to do any of this, really. So, I mean...
Yeah.
It's pretty cool now when you think about it. It's drastically better.
Yeah, it is. It is. Those... Being able to just buy your way out of the grind a little bit.
Free to play, buy your way
tickets.
Out. Yeah. I mean...
And not losing tickets is huge, too.
And that is... I mean, think about with the rock, paper, scissors. I remember watching just the frustration. I mean, how many people were doing that and then losing those tickets. And there's not like you can just go buy more energy at some point. Like, at some point, you max out. I mean...
Yeah.
That was awesome TV, so...
a terrible experience to go through, but great to watch.
Great to watch, yeah.
Now let's take a look at this week's upcoming in-game events, brought to you by swgohevents.com. For a complete list of past, present, and future events, swgohevents.com is a universe of info in a galaxy of heroes. Not a lot of info on what's coming out this week. It's toward the end of a month, and notoriously, until the calendar actually releases, we don't have the full details, but we know a few things. We know on the 21st we've got a credit heist. 22nd we have an assault battle. It'll be a ground war. On the 23rd we have a contraband cargo, the original contraband cargo. And then on the 24th we have an Omega battle on Endor. And on the 28th, Ghosts of Dathomir. Get your Night Sister zombie and or spirit shards. I mean, that's what's on the calendar.
Yeah. I mean,
something else may pop up.
It's getting pretty close to April Fool's, so I mean, we're expecting something that we look at and totally forget it's April Fool's, and I wonder what it's going to be this year. So
yeah, well, one thing, I guess we can transition into one thing that's releasing on April Fool's, but first, let's give a little shout out to our patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy what we do and you want to be a part of the magic, go to patreon.com/Galactic War Report. Your support makes this podcast possible, and you get access to special parts of our Discord server where you get early episode releases. You can get an invite to the weekly Doth Chat, where this week nobody showed.
No.
It was literally me and Josh just playing Galaxy of Heroes. But usually we have some folks show up and we chat about Galaxy of Heroes or about whatever's on our mind that, you know, isn't weird. We're not going to get weird. I promise we won't.
I'm just glad. Disclaimer: we're not going to get weird.
Maybe totally not weird. I promise.
Weird, but
so now that I nailed that pitch, punch it, Pop-Tart.
Yes. Well, it's interesting because we really don't have a ton of stuff out there, but we have a ton of stuff out there. So we have data mines. Yeah. We have some released type of things out there, but most of this is going to come from data mines. And so it does look like we will have, for April 1st, we're going to have a new portrait, it looks like. You see that?
Oh, a new portrait? No, yeah. I didn't see that.
So again, I wonder, you know, it says it's going to be Bantha Milk, which is kind of interesting. So I'm wondering if that's going to be the April 1st thing that was out there. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. And so they have it in the data mine.
Like a player portrait.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a character portrait.
Oh, yeah.
Because you always notice those. If they change anything on a character model or portrait, like, you notice that stuff. Like, eagle eye. So I was like, wait, Bantha Milk? Who's Bantha Milk?
I know.
Okay.
Well, you could be Bantha Milk. I mean,
I could be. I probably will be if I get this.
But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. So it kind of like, it's again data mine, so we don't know if all this is going to be real, etc. But there are some confirmed things. But let's start with, right off the bat, it looks like Omega, the new Omega, is now going to be farmable. Now she's dark side, so I'm stuck. I can't do much with her just at the moment. But she'll be on dark side 3D, which is kind of nice. We start that round, and then I believe it was Hunter that now is going to be in the chromium. So if you want to go play the lottery, then go through and do that, which is pretty nice. But when it comes to the update, it did talk about lightspeed bundles. We'll go through those here in a sec. So obviously want a little foreshadowing there. Now, there looks like there's going to be an unaligned force user trove pack. So that looks like there's going to be some fun on there. That was announced, actually. I didn't see exactly what's going to be in that. But again, it looks like in the data mine that we should be seeing that real soon. Now, around that same time, there's going to be a limited time PvE bonus drops from 3/28 to 3/30. Now, again, this is data mine, so we don't know exactly who it is, but it looks like it's going to be Maul, Cat, Ben Solo, and Malgus. So, and it could be decent amount of shards. So that'll be kind of nice. And if you already have them, get some good shard currency from there. So, which is pretty nice. Now, another thing that's on there for the data mines, it looks like there's going to be a special marquee event for new players. You're going to be able to hopefully get to your Jedi Knight Cal a little bit easier. You're going to be able to unlock the original Cal, Seer, Tarful, Saw, and Marin. And basically, I think you have to be level 20 or above to be able to get to this. But again, new characters, hey, if you like Cal, it would be a lot easier for you to go through to get Cal.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to throw this in here too, because we did get an update on the new raid. So, get ready.
Mm-hmm. Oh, give me the deets. Give me the juicy deets.
This is going to be wonderful. So be prepared. This is great. So what we learned, right? Oh, please, it's coming.
Okay.
That's it. It's coming, and it's not going to be before June. So,
all right.
That's great. But again, in real news with it, that means that you do have a little bit longer with your Padme and your Queen P as it is in that raid. That will be still the main guild raid for you. So, but again, we know something's happening. We don't know just when. Now, if I was a good podcaster that actually looked up when things happen, I'm just wondering, when was the episode 3 happen? When was it released?
What year or what month?
What month? Do you remember?
So, episode 3 was back when they released in May, I believe. Or April. They released in April.
Okay. So, I mean,
I'll find the date.
So it's kind of, again, I think there's some people speculating it's going to be maybe in episode 3. But the hard part is they just did episode
May 19th.
2, May 19th. So, I mean, they just did really episode 1, right? So, I mean, would they really go right to episode 3 from that raid? So I guess we'll kind of see, but I guess we will find out. So, again, a new raid's coming.
Yeah. So, you know, for us, cool.
I know, right?
It's going to be forever before we can get to it because we're still going through those low-level raids.
I mean, you got through this one pretty quick. Now we have to do 2 of each one, right?
Sure did. 2 of the Rancor, 2 of the tank, and 2 of Sith Triumvirate. And then I think it just kicks up to, I don't think there's a heroic tier.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe there is. I hope there isn't.
I mean, we're getting close there. I mean, again, we don't get to play it much. I mean, you did today, though.
No.
Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to wait until a little bit later?
Yeah. Let's do it. So, backstory: as a new guild, RF Tatooiners, like newly formed, it won't let us, even though we're like big, strong players of good stock. We
good birth rate
are unable to play the new raids. You still, as a new guild, have to go through them in order. Which, okay, is kind of inconvenient, right, for us. But it's also kind of like, well, it is what it is. Let's go through this old content, trip down memory lane. And honestly, it's been a selling point for recruiting people into the guild, which, by the way, we have a couple slots left.
5 more.
Really just a few. So if you're interested, hit us up on Discord. I'll put a link. I forgot to last week, but I'll put a link in the show notes for the Discord.
It's a big sigh.
Yeah, so we played the Rancor raid. The rewards are terrible.
Yes, they are.
We played the tank raid, and the rewards are significantly better than the Rancor. They're still quite terrible. But it was kind of fun to just sit down and play a piece of PvE content that is mindless and you cannot lose. So I ran. It's up on my Twitch, twitch.tv/theothersean. I ran Leia with Drogon, R2, Old Ben, and Rex. And it just, like, they just didn't do anything to me. It was an absolute massacre. Phase 1, you're up against Grievous, and that just, whatever. It wasn't hard. He got to enrage and started hitting me with, you can't heal. I'm like, yeah, but you're not damaging me, so I don't really care. And then phase 2 is against the tank, and I swear, I hit it, it toppled, it didn't get back up. I just beat it into submission. It was weeping like a baby. Phase 3, honestly, I think I just put it on auto at that point. That's where you have, like, the rocket droid. Yeah. You got a lot of AoEs in that team, and all those little assisting droids didn't do anything. And phase 4, again, just toppled and demolished. So I was done in, I'm going to say, like, 15 minutes, but I also didn't auto the whole thing. I took my time and played through the first couple phases. It was nice.
That's cool.
And this wasn't heroic. Next time we do heroic, which is nice because then we'll get 10 General Kenobi shards.
I know,
that'll
right?
help everybody out.
Go with our 10 Han-Chan shards that we got too.
Yeah. And then it's on to the Sith raid, which I never got the accomplishment for being top scorer in that. So I'm hoping to do that. That would be pretty cool. Just like, I won't even use it. Sith Smiter. I'm not going to be a Sith Smiter, but I just want to have it.
Yeah.
So I'll have it. And that's great. And then we're on to raids that, like, are a little fun, at least.
Yeah. I mean, at least a little bit of rewards. I mean, when we talk about, like, territory battles, I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, I think we ended with 23, 24 last time, right? So, I mean...
Yeah.
Like, now we're above, I mean, what, 530 or something? 530 million? So, I mean, we're not a small guild anymore. And...
No, we're filling up.
Like I said, if we can get 5 more folks and in that 10 million range...
Of good stock,
right? Good birth rate, I mean... We need a 23andMe, unfortunately, to join this guild, I guess, now.
Yeah.
But
we did.
totally joking. But yeah, so it is going to be really cool to be able to kind of see what this turns into. I mean, I will say it is interesting when, like we were talking a little bit earlier, where it's a new group of folks, right? So that means we don't know everything about everybody. We don't know where they're going to be at just yet. But so far, it's been really great that we have great participation. It seems like the Discord is really good. It seems like everyone's being really great. I mean, it really feels like we got to pull in a lot of good folks that are just players, people that like the game, enjoy it, do it, and...
Like doing team stuff.
Yeah, right? I mean, we got some heavy hitters, in there. And so then you got us, so I mean...
Yeah. We got all kinds.
I know, right?
It's funny, like, as you talk about, like, a new guild and kind of you don't know what you got, right? And we didn't look at rosters, like, with a fine-toothed comb to see particularly what they would offer in terms of operations. And so that, we mentioned last time, like, oops, we can't fill operations, But people have really been stepping up and offering, hey, what do you want me to relic? I'm on it. Let's do it. And I've done a couple. Honestly, I haven't put myself out too much. I've taken, like, a couple characters from Relic 5 to 6. And I did take Ugnaught to Relic 5. That did put me out a little bit. So I will wear that hat for a minute. But yeah, it's cool to see. It's cool to see. We're building, like, I guess the thing I didn't realize going into a new guild was if you have, 50 players who are all in the ballpark of 10 to 12 million GP, or 10 to 13, whatever, and you split them up. And then you take some of those players and a bunch of other players who are all in the ballpark of 10 to 12 million. On the surface, you'd be like, oh, well, it's going to be similar, right? I mean, there may be some X factors like this guy's a jerk or something, There may be some chemistry issues or whatever. But the thing that I didn't really fully anticipate was how much a guild works together on operations. And like after a few years of doing that stuff, you just get used to it. You're like, all right, I need to deploy this and this and this. Mm-hmm. Cool. And then we'll all fill operations and everything's going to be fine. That's a different game than what we're playing now.
Yeah.
Like we can fill operations, but it's not going to be till after reset when I get some refreshes back and I can get enough to take someone up to Relic 6.
Yeah. But I think it's nice. We're going to get there, and I think, again, even I'm going to help, which is not normal. But
crazy.
Me coming from a guild where we did really well. I mean, it's a great guild, and to hear the differences isn't that much. I mean, I think GP wise, we're pretty close, honestly. Especially when we get the 5. So I mean, it's not going to be that huge of a change for me. For you, I mean, definitely. I mean, you were playing with people from day 1, and I'm playing with people from day 2000 or whatever it is. So I mean, actually,
but I mean, it's just another thing to work toward. And honestly, what is this game? It's a grind, right? And right now, we've got 50 people that are working toward the same goal, and that's the best feeling in this game. Is having all of us, in Discord, like, all right, I'm gonna relic up Lando, you do Probe Droid, you do Boba Fett, whatever, that's cool. Because I think back on those early raids, like when we first did the pit or tank takedown, and you had to coordinate these things as a guild. You had to focus on it in a way that is lost in the newer raids. You just, hey, we've got 3 days, go in there and do your thing. Mm-hmm. Come on, put up a number. So it's kind of refreshing, the operations missions that we're on. It's cool.
That's cool. One thing that may actually help that is maybe some lightspeed bundles at some point, right?
That could help.
I know.
Why do you bring that up?
Well, because there is one individual tune that is going to be coming to the forefront of this game and could drastically change the whole, maybe not whole, maybe a tiny bit, maybe a wee bit. We'll say a wee bit of this game.
A wee bit.
A wee bit. We just had, March 17th, right? So we'll do a little bit of wee bit. So yes. So for a whopping $4.99, everyone and their brother can have a cup at Relic 9. Coruscant Underworld Police at Relic 9 for all.
I almost fell over when I saw it. I am not even kidding.
It's just awesome. Just totally awesome.
I thought, oh my goodness, it's only $5. That's awesome. And then I zoomed in and I'm like, oh, that's not Relic 5.
No.
That's Relic 9 for $5.
I mean,
times are hard out here for Coruscant Underworld Police, man.
I mean, how bad of a character do you have to be to where they're like, we're going to give away the totally maxed out Relic 9
Who
character.
Has dirt on him?
I know, right? This poor guy. Oh, man. But, I mean, again, though, I think, you were able to kind of pull some data, right, on how many Relic 9s or how many there are right now?
Yes. As of this recording, the day it was announced, there are 109 Relic 9 cups. And that's a little more than I thought there would be, but not shockingly more.
I mean,
because he's a meme.
Agreed,
you know?
Right?
Like, if you're going to spend some, like, complete wanton money on this game, that's where you would do it. If you want to flex, like, hey, money means nothing to me, I've got a Relic 9 cup. Well, now we can all live that.
I know, right? I mean, that's
so crazy.
And I think, too, like, it's genius for him because this is $5, so it's going to be something enticing. You know, it's only $5. And for
and
that
it's completely worthless.
Totally worthless. But
worthless.
I mean, now you're going to have how many Relic 9 cups just in your arena for fun at this point? I mean, it's going to be fun. But
it's a little GP boost.
I know, right?
For territory battles, that's something.
I mean, I haven't looked to see where mine is. I think he may. I think he's 7 stars.
So he is one of only 3 characters in the game, besides new marquees that I'm still working on. He is one of only 3 characters that I do not have in relics. So this is amazing news to me. Because if it was him, Ewok Scout, or Jedi Vanguard, or Jedi Knight Guardian, those are the only 3 characters that I would get like full value out of a relic pack for, you know? And just in no second thought, that's getting purchased the second I see it.
Well, I mean, it looks like I have a relic. Jeez, I have a 4-star, but it's not farmable. So I just
cup.
Cup. Like, so looking
He's just
at it
in like Arena Shop or something.
Wow, I didn't even, because I mean, obviously, I was never going to do this, and I mean, the fact that it's not even. I mean, it's crazy. I mean. This horrible of a character, I don't care. I'm going to use it in somehow. I mean, it's Relic 9, so at some point, you know, in territory battles, there's a chance that this might be my territory battles now. Wow. Well, 100%. I know someone right now, you know, you're listening to this in the future for us, but the past for you. But you did this. I'm proud of you for choosing this. Great job spending $5 in this game. And I hope that somehow, in some way, some brilliant mind finds a way to make this character good in some way, and you get some usage out of that Relic 9.
I will say this. The people I was talking about before who were flexing by having a Relic 9 cup, this has got to feel kind of bad.
Right?
This has got to kind of feel bad, and I do want to take a moment to appreciate that. Like, that's sorry about that.
But that was a choice.
I still appreciate what you did. You didn't do the wrong thing. It's just the world caught up to you. Yeah.
We're just going to do it a lot cheaper and easier.
Yeah.
But you've earned it. We didn't. It's okay. Mm-hmm. So, yes, that's the first one. We had to talk about that one. But
and that one doesn't launch till April 1st. The other ones, by the time this show comes out, will be available already. Right. The other ones.
So this is April 1st. Is there a way?
It's possible. It's possible, but I don't know. It was data mined.
It was. So at least it's in the game.
Yeah, if it's in the game.
Wow. I mean, honestly, like, if there wasn't data mines, this would have been a perfect one to, like, hide. You know, to be like having it show up and then come out. It's not, but I didn't see that it's going to be. But hey, there we go, $4.99. So that's going to be it. Now the rest of these are actually pretty dang good. Now, is it Rey good or is it First Order good? No, like I think just like that first conquest that we got where Vader was part God. I mean, you got fun for a little bit. We're just not going to see those lightspeed bundles like that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with Rogue One. There's 2 different Rogue Ones. These are going to come out on March 20th. So the first batch, which is Radis, which again, he's not really Rogue One, but we'll take it. It is what it is. Biston, Baze, Chirrut, and Bodhi for $14.99 or $14.24 if you're doing it on the store online. So for me, I don't have Baze and Chirrut in Relics, and I obviously don't have Bodhi in Relics. So that's pretty easy decision for me. Now, on the second one, which is going to be another Rogue One, you have Jyn, Cassian, K2SO, then Rebel Pathfinder for $9.49 or $9.99. I mean, doesn't that kind of feel like a pretty good price for those 2 things?
Yeah, that feels like an awesome price. I mean, they're, for a newer player, those are solid teams.
Yeah. For
sure. I mean, especially if you get them both and you've got the Jyn and Radis combo, that's pretty great. But the requirements, like a lot of these are required for other things.
Profundity.
And that's very cool.
I agreed. I mean, that's where, when you look at this, Profundity, folks, I mean, you got a couple of these in there. I mean, they're all going to come at Relic 5, so you're still going to have to work towards Cassian to 8, Jyn to 7, Radis to 9. Right? Yeah, he's 9.
Is Jyn a 7?
I think Jyn's a 7. Oh, no, 5. I lied. She's a 5.
She's only 5.
Yeah, because she's only 5 for me. But, I mean, K2SO and Rebel Pathfinder, I mean, Scarif, Rebel Pathfinder, I mean, he works. I mean, there's a lot of things that he works for. So, I mean, again, mine's sitting down there at Gear 1, so he's going to be hungry. So that's wonderful. Now, the next one here, which is kind of interesting, is there's one for Second Sister and her ship, which is Conquest. So you get both of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you get both of those for $14.99. And this one, again, comes out on March 20th. But you're getting a Conquest ship that, honestly, probably isn't going to change your world. Nor is she going to rock yours, Second Sister.
I don't think so.
No. But, again, though, it's one of those things where if you are trying to collect it and say you are in, the Conquest Purgatory, and like myself, and still don't have a 7-star ship for her, it's just not fun. I've kind of just given up, to be honest. Like, I can't get the 3 stars without like really trying hard, and I just haven't. So I know I'm a great influence in this game.
Right.
I might at some point. I'm just waiting until I can just do it and not have to try. But yeah, so that one's going to be, again, like I said, March 20th, $14. You get a full 7-star ship and Second Sister at Relic 5. But I think the one that I'm most excited for, because we have been talking, I mean, I don't know how many people I've seen online and Reddit and, in videos talking about we need a Lord Vader ability to get like a lightspeed bundle to make it easier. It is one of the toughest in this game still to get. And like I said, now I have every GL except for him.
Like, the worst ROI in the game for actual Galactic Legends. Like, you work your tail off and you get him, and it's not like Ahsoka where you work your tail off and you get her and you've got her team built. With this, no, you don't have, like, none of this stuff makes it onto his team.
Oh, yeah.
You need to get Maul, which is its own challenge, and a bunch of characters that Piet, like just a whole lot of other stuff. So this blows this open as far as, is it worth it? Well, now
something to think about. So
it's $30, so it's more than the other packs.
We haven't said who it is yet, though. So It is Bad Batch, by the way.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
the Bad
get
Batch.
you get all of Relic 5 Bad Batch, including Omega. So it really is. Again, it's $29.99. But again, you are getting 5 characters at Relic 5 that, again, are they perfect? No. Are they going to be a wonderful team? No. But on the other side of it,
Really?
I mean, there's one thing in Conquest that I can't do right now, a feat that I can't do because I don't have a full Bad Batch team that could handle it. So with this, I mean, I'm just actually looking forward to this team in general because I like it. And so I'm going to go broke tomorrow, which is yesterday to you. So mourn my loss of the money. But I still think, looking at it, again, you have a ton of good characters. So that's going to make it easier for you to go for Profundity, make it a little bit easier for you to go for Lord Vader, make it easier for you to have a Relic 9 cup for no other reason than just to say you have a Relic 9 cup. And then lastly, the Night Sisters. You get a Conquest ship for $14.99 that typically would take you forever to unlock.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's going to be varying values for everyone, like based on how much you already have. Like for me, both of those Rogue One packs give 2 characters 2 relic levels. And I'm considering it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just relics I wasn't going to do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm at...
The Bad Batch does nothing for me, so Cup is my life right now. I only care about Cup.
For me, it's 45 relic levels.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, people think like, well, I've already got them in relics. Like, is it Relic 5? Because going from 3 to 5 ain't nothing.
I am more, but man, I'm in that grind of having to grind stuff to scrap it. I mean, that's just actually the main part of this game that I disdain with passion.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's really like I said, those Lightspeed bundles. Really, it starts yesterday for you, today for us, or actually 2 days for you. Either way, it's probably already happening for you. You still do have about, I think it's going to be 6 days, just so basically about a week to be able to get these. So you should be able to see those. Again, if you go into the store online, the web store, it will have a little bit of a discount for you. But if you already have it, glad you're having fun with it.
Yeah. Man, that's spicy stuff. I love it. Let's do a little Grand Arena wrap up with what has been going on in the last round of 3v3 season 63, I think. How'd your last week treat you?
I started strong. I ended up winning the first 2 rounds, and then I went to the last round and at my work, it's a lovely audit time. So
the
thing is, you don't know if you're going to get audited that day. So that meant basically, sorry, Grand Arena, didn't work out, but still. Started off really, really strong. It was one of those things where I turned it on, and it was pretty late in the day. I think it was like 4 o'clock. Had an hour left. I was out of work a little bit early that day, so I'm like, I'm just going to be able to play this whole thing, and they haven't even attempted anything yet. And it was my first full clear in a couple days. So some nice highlights. I love the Bamcron, and it just feels good I use it with IG and then Queel. That was kind of nice to beat some Night Sisters, nothing crazy. I'm really enjoying Seer with Starkiller taking out Rey. It feels like that team can just beat anything in Grand Arena until it can't, but at this point it still can.
But that's what makes it all the more frustrating when it can't.
Yeah.
You're like, but it's Malicos and Starkiller. Come on.
It'd be like kind of losing to Bane right now. Like, I haven't been really fortunate. There's not anything that I've lost with Bane recently. So, but the really great thing that happened is on defense, they only had Profundity and a lot of just junk ships. So, thank you. Now, I did have a couple lowlights, unfortunately. My Darth Zelbar, unfortunately, lost to Great Mothers. So then I'm like, I'll just bring C in to take it over. But yeah, that was that wasn't too fun. And actually, I think he was because I didn't really do much in the last round. They were 0 for 2 this time, so lost against Great Mothers. That was kind of painful. And then in the next round, we lost against Queen P. But everything did. So I'll talk about that here in one sec. So I go into round 2. And this one is against Loken. And basically, they were at 986 when I pulled it in. And they didn't mess up any battles. So it was like they're just waiting for me. Good thing is they just never stopped waiting. So far I had 0. It was I forgot to say I won the first round 2,045 to 0, and then the second round they had 986, and so I got to just basically I'm thinking I'm going to lose this anyway, so why not just have some fun? And well, I didn't have a lot of fun, but I had some fun. Bow against Vader was great. Mon Mothma. I didn't realize that was a counter against Gungan, so that worked out great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that works with Luthen.
Oh, yeah, yep. So that was a lot of fun.
It's fantastic.
And, let's get to the lowlights here. I did everything except for I had one team left, and it was at the top on the ships, and so we had Queen P sitting up there, and I used Bane for Leia. And then I thought, well, I'm going to just use, Jedi, Kenobi, right? So do GL Kenobi against this, I'll be able to be fine. I wasn't fine. Ooh. So it didn't go well at all. Like, I didn't actually take down anybody. So then I'm like, well, maybe Darth Zalbar. We'll see if this works. That's probably not going to. That didn't work. And then the other 11 times that I tried a different team, it didn't work.
God.
So, I was at an event for my son, so I had nothing else to do, and a friend of mine was there, and he's like, "You play this game all the time. You're losing.
You're just
all
over in the stands, just sweating."
You're right. It's like I generally was like, "This team is stupid. Like, there's no reason." And again, it's a great team, but if you don't use Bane,
but it's also stupid.
It's stupid. Maybe I should have called her Queen Bee at that point. I don't know. But,
there you
go. Because it's a kid's show. So yes, ended up being 13 battles against Queen P. We did not win that, but we did win the round. So I'll take those crystals either way. I ended up winning 1265 to 986. And then the last one, I turned it on, and it was 2058. And I had attempt to do one battle, and I lost. So then I had to do another battle to beat it. So, yeah, it's interesting.
So you're done.
I was done. Yep. So at that point,
that's the good news. That's the good news, though. When you see a monster score, and you're like, all right, and you drop your first battle, you're like, I just got my hour back.
There you go. Right. So, unfortunately, I was getting audited, so I didn't get that hour back mentally, but it's okay. So, I'm going to whine about that a couple more times. Woe is me. Final score ended up being 48 to the whopping 2,058. So, how about for you? How'd yours go?
I feel like we were on different timelines, but, not far away. My first round, I streamed that one. You can find that on my Twitch, twitch.tv/theothersean. That is, which, by the way, I just hit a new follower milestone. At the end of my stream today, I picked up a couple follows. I'm at 150. So,
nice.
150 people, regularly watch me struggle through Grand Arena. But I went up against Dead You Are, and I put up 2015, and I felt pretty good about that. The only issues I had were at the end with an Executor Mirror match, where I was able to take out Punishing One, so I felt like that's worth keeping. So I came back to that with Chimera, and I just smoked him. But my 2015, I was like, that's a good score, but it could be better, right? They put up 2011.
Ooh.
So I walked away with a very narrow win. They tried to take out my my Riva with Treya and failed. Relic 4 all around, Treya, Savage, and Nihilus, and couldn't pull it off. So I was fine with that. Round 2, I went up against, and I love this. I said it on my first stream. If I was available on the weekend, I would have done it, but I had a very busy weekend. Went up against Gooner Goon. I love and it's all caps. Gooner Goon. I love the name. So this one, a Gooner Goon is a goon. First of all, let me tell you. They attacked, failed against my Rey, but they tried Jedi Master Luke against that Rey, and that ain't what you do. And then they tried Sith Eternal Emperor against it, and that was that. They did manage to get out a couple other battles and put up 176, but I did a full clear for 2004. I got stuck on, of all things, Profundity couldn't beat Negotiator. I just was astounded as I was watching it happen before my eyes. Like, I'm losing to Negotiator? Crazy. And then Chimera couldn't do it either. So I had to go in with Radis and finish the job. It was a very strange series of events that I still barely understand. I also failed to take down Ahsoka. I tried to do it with Leia. Couldn't quite seal the deal. I got rid of Ezra and Hu Yang. So I went in and cleaned that up with Supreme Leader Kylo. And that was that. As far as round 3, my opponent was called Dao, and like with a T, like, you know, Chinese pronunciation. They put up 1586. And I mean, there were some defenses there. It was, speaking of that frustrating battle, it was Seer with Starkiller and Malicos failed against my Rey. Love to see it. Their Leia failed against my Rey. I again, love that. Finally took it out with Jedi Master Kenobi. Cool. The problem is, so 1586 isn't that great of a score. I can beat that. But I didn't. Because I didn't attack. Didn't even occur to me. I was sitting on the couch doing nothing. And around 6 o'clock, I thought, oh my God, I never attacked. So I could have had a clean sweep, and I just kind of opted not to. So I don't know. That's good riddance. 3v3.
There you go.
Bring back the 5v5. That's my happy place. But look, we've been going for almost an hour here, and really, haven't told them much of. We've hinted at a couple things, but we haven't told the people who you grinding.
Ooh. Well, I definitely enjoyed this last couple weeks, because one thing it did was basically clean out any reserves I have. I have no more in the tank. I am on fumes, but ended up finishing my Ahsoka front. I had Padawan Sabine. She was at Relic 1 last week, and Hu Yang was at Relic 1. They both had to be at Relic 7. And I've been hoarding everything that I needed to get Ahsoka up into Relics when that happened. So Sabine went to 7, Hu Yang went to 7, and then I ended up only being able to get up Ahsoka up to Relic 5, basically this last week. And so I'm at 3 Ultima Mats already as well, because the event itself was so easy. I didn't even change the mods. I didn't change anything.
Exactly how it's supposed to be.
So amazing. And then the Ultimate, I started at Relic 1. I was able to get Relic 1 that first day, but the main thing, like I said, those chromiums, it's dumb. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like, there's certain things in this game that are just dumb. Having to farm material, like, which right now I'm trying to get, Cairo, so the Cairo works for it, which ends up giving you some really good stuff, not good stuff, but it takes forever. And I don't have that much left over, so it's going to be a moment. I'm going to get her up to Relic 7, and then I'm going to be a good doobie for the guild and do some of those pieces, but does really nice. Like I said, she's Relic 5. I was able to give her all of the Zetas. Kind of funny, because I forgot about the one that's like the main one, which is the Galactic Legend one. And I only did 5, and I'm going, why do I have 20 left? And so then I'm like, let me give Hu Yang one of his. And then I realized, oh no. So then I had to wait. No. I was at like 17, so then I got up to 20. And then now we have all of Ahsoka's, which is nice. And then I did have an Omicron saved and one that was ready to go. I did use go into Ezra's unique ability on that one. The Force is my ally. So
sure,
I do have one more that is going to be set, but I think I'm 15 shards away from Darkside Ray, so I'm going to get her in there and use one for her, because again, I think Ahsoka's just going to sit on defense for a moment, and to be honest, it's not going to change the fate. Leia's going to beat this, but at least I'm going to make it to where they're Leia. I mean, because honestly, like, if you don't have Leia, what are you going to beat it with? I mean, but still. So there I am. I am officially tied with you right now for total GLs for the first time in this game ever. And I know that's eating at you a little bit, so I need to know who you grinding.
So go to twitch.tv/theothersean, subscribe there, give me bonus pay there so I can buy all the crystals I need to get caught up or get ahead on the Galactic Legend. I had a relatively quiet week, but it was weird too, I guess. So my Padawan Sabine went from 24 up to 47 out of 100. Hu Yang went from 31 up to 56 out of 100. So a little behind on that. And then I'm also working on Peridia Patrol stuff. So I had them all at Relic 7, and I pushed Enoch up to 8. And that's it. That's all.
That's a lot, though.
They're moving. Do you remember, and I feel like I've asked this at least twice before, but I don't remember these things. Is there a Relic 8 tier of that, or does it just go from 7 up to 9?
So, I mean, I should know that, but I do not know them.
Okay, I'm curious. Maybe I'll probably just take them all to Relic 8 and then do all the Relic 9s. And then all the other things I did were for the guild. Oh, no, they weren't. Afra I took from Relic 6 to 7, so I can use her. Well, I guess it's for the guild, and so I can use her on one more tier of territory battle. And then operations. Lando went from Relic 5 up to Relic 6. Pow went from Relic 5 up to Relic 6. I might do another one. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I forgot. Pow's in that one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We're very close to having Phase 2 locked down. So, we'll see what we're looking at for Phase 3, and maybe someone will make my list there. I also did an Impulse Relic of IG-86. I'm sitting on all this gear. I said, yeah, let's use some, whatever. And I kicked him up from Gear 12 up to Relic 3. On the Zeta front, I don't think I applied any this week. I'm looking at my remaining Zetas, and there are only 4 that I don't have in this game for characters that I have. So, I mean, I should save some for Balin and for Ahsoka, of course, but I won't. So it's Farm Boy Luke has 2. Krennic, his leader ability, and Night Sister Initiate. None of those will help me in any way except to increase my GP and set my mind at ease to know that I did them all. I did all the relics or the Zetas, and I've got enough built up for like 2, almost 3 Zetas. So I'm thinking this is probably going to happen pretty doggone soon. It's a stupid idea, but I'll do it. It's my new project. I remember when I got to the point where I had every Omega in the game, I thought, this feels nice. And I want that nice feeling again. So
funny.
I'm probably going to do that pretty soon. Omicron, did I do any? I don't think I did any. Last week I had just done Maroc. Or not Maroc. Someone else. I don't know. I think last week I had just done Dark Rays 3rd. Or maybe that was this week. I don't know. I did Dark Rays 3rd. That was my most recent one. And that's it. Datacrons, I haven't gotten any. I haven't done anything yet in this conquest. I'm a little behind.
Me neither.
I've finished the first 2, and I've got a lot of energy to get through tonight after recording. So get this thing mixed, edited, all that. Just get back on the phone playing Galaxy of Heroes.
There
back
you
to
go.
my routine. That's all we got for you this week. It may not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend you get your cup up to Relic 9 before this pack comes out. Do not do that. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord server. It's linked in the show description. Become a real live Jawa by supporting us on Patreon, and share your thoughts by leaving a podcast review. Big thanks also go out to Pabuapa and SWGOH.GG and SWGOHevents.com for providing all the hard data we misinterpret weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG